Kia ora, and welcome to Jules from NZ, a podcast from a Kiwi chick, chock it with roleplay gaming chat and world lore of the most fantasy place ever, Aotearoa, New Zealand. We play games, get deep into RPG, learn fun facts about New Zealand, and laugh a lot along the way. Can't wait to have you listening along. Ngā mihi nui. Thanks very much. Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Hello and welcome back to all of you to Jules from NZ. Kei te pēhe koutou, how are you all? Well, kei te tino pai. I am very good because I am here to talk to you about Armageddon. No, not the end of the world. Just the convention that New Zealand has. Yes, I said the convention that New Zealand has. To explain this, I've invited some friends. I haven't invited some friends. I've crashed in a friend's house while I am here for Armageddon. And then they're still here, and I decided to podcast. So I guess we have them now. I love it. I'm teasing. I desperately wanted them on the podcast today. I'm really excited for you to hear all about Armageddon from them because they're kind of experts at this stuff, and it's really sweet to have them here. So I'm going to get them to go around the circle and introduce themselves and tell you a bit about who they are and why they're here, I guess.
So I am Nikki. I own a game store in Wellington called Bea D&D Games, which I started because I got really mad that I couldn't find girls as miniatures and pretty dice when I wanted them, and started importing them and selling them on our version of eBay called Trade Me. And then all of a sudden my house was full of boxes, and my husband and my cat were both starting to hate me. So I opened a store thinking that it would be easy and no one would come here, and now I have 8 staff. We're open 6 days a week. We ship nationwide, and I'm kind of still a little bit in shock that this happened.
It's just that easy.
And one of the things that we do quite a bit to get our name out there and meet all of our customers around is travel the Armageddon circuit, because it's held in most of the major hub points for New Zealand, and it brings us the ability to meet our customers so that when they get our fancy thank you cards and all of their orders, they actually realize real people are attached, and all of those spelling mistakes are in fact intentional.
Amazing.
Kia ora, I'm Ruby. You might know me online. This is Ruby OK. I do streamy things and gaming things, and I've been involved with Armageddon as a fan, as helping out with some vendor stuff, and also running games like Dungeons and Dragons and RPGs and things at the event. I've been there a few times over my life, and yeah, I bring what knowledge I have to the table.
Nice.
Kia ora, my name's Michaela. I am the store manager at Bea D&D Games, but long before that, I started with Armageddon as a cosplayer. I've risen through the ranks of costumery of all types, and I've worked on like film and stuff as well, because Armageddon bred my nerdy love for all things costuming. And then I just happened one day to wear a costume at Bea D&D to help them out with a little event, and then I got stuck there, and they weren't. They try to get rid of me. I'm not saying I'm stuck there. They're stuck with me. I love that place so much, and now we tour around to all of Armageddon, so it's kind of come full circle, and it's great.
Yeah, perfect. And you guys know me, so there's no need for
We
me,
do?
Jules. Yeah, I told you I crashed into this house, and I just...
Yes.
Oh, right, that's right. We're pretending we know her. Yes.
Help.
What is this crazy woman doing in her microphone?
So essentially, we've just finished day 1. We're a little kind of tired, psycho energy. We've just had dinner. We're about to probably go and watch a movie to wind down, but we're so amped because these conventions get really kind of crazy with the amount of people and the amount of talking you do. It's nuts. We are at the Palmageddon. Am I saying it right, everybody?
Yes.
Palmageddon?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Armageddon is in several places in New Zealand. I'm going to look kind of at Michaela or Nikki for this.
going from the north down, we have Auckland Armageddon, which there are 2 of. There is one in the spring and then one in the winter. You've got Palmerston North Armageddon. You've got the Wellington Armageddon. There's the Christchurch Armageddon. But also, we've had like Dunedin and Tauranga and Hamilton. There've been other places in the past. So it's a bit of a touring thing. Yeah, it does move around a little bit, but it has its hubs in the major cities.
Yeah, and the reason we have any energy left to talk to you today is because Palmegeddon is actually one of the smaller of them. What's the kind of numbers that we get through this one?
So in years past, we haven't got the numbers yet for this particular
obviously.
one, obviously, but so it's usually kind of 15 to 18,000 people. I think the busiest one was 20,000 people a couple of years ago over the whole weekend.
Yeah. And what's the biggest Armageddon that we have? Like, what's in the last year? What was the biggest one?
That is always the end of year October, Auckland Armageddon.
Which is our spring.
Yeah, that's our spring. It's a bit weird for you in the northern hemisphere, and it is huge. So when you're saying 20,000 over a whole weekend for Auckland, it can be 30,000 or more for one day.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah,
which again, to all of you people in the northern hemisphere, is not huge.
Yeah. But when you put it into perspective that the entire population of New Zealand is only 5.4 million, that's actually kind of impressive numbers for a convention, especially a nerdy one, which not everybody is into the stuff that those types of conventions have. So let's talk about what kind of stuff does Armageddon have. What's your favorite thing that Armageddon does, Nikki?
I really enjoy just the chance to get to meet some of the random guests that you wouldn't necessarily get to talk to, who are usually from your favorite TV shows, and then they wander through Artist Alley, and then you're okay, I know that some super famous dude from Fringe is gonna go home and hang this random picture my friend did on the wall, and that's just kind of funky.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about Armageddon, which is very unique, is that because New Zealand is little, we have to combine all of our nerddom into one. That's kind of what's happened, right? So at Armageddon, you have your sci-fi stuff, your Doctor Who and your Star Trek. You also have anime and manga, so all the Japanese stuff, or Korean or Chinese. You've got video games, but then you also have some pro wrestling. Yeah. And you have authors there, and you have high fantasy and sci-fi and other stuff. It's kind of, we're too little to have our Comic-Con and then the anime cons. It has to be the one thing. Yeah. So you have all of these different things combining, which is just fantastic. Yeah. It's really just everything.
And really cool swords.
So many
swords! Every single time.
A lot of really cool swords. It's not an Armageddon if you don't leave with a sword.
Yeah, that is kind of a tradition.
As well as a soft toy, can I just say?
Yeah.
The squidgy little cute monsters.
There's some good stuff. Yeah.
And you also should not stab the soft toys with the swords. That ends messy.
I think one of the things I like the most about Armageddon is people like my cousin, little Scully, has a very, very small online presence, right? And she can still have a stall there in Artist Alley, sell her product right along next to big names that you've heard of for like Bea D&D. Have you heard of them?
I have, but I don't know that other people have.
Yeah, when you look at the big Auckland one, they have a Sony stand.
Yes.
So they have
Xbox comes.
Yeah, they have these big, huge companies you do at a Comic-Con, and then there's Jeff from the corner is drawing his cool little Pokemon onto rocks. He's just around the corner.
And Gareth is selling his new detective novel about his book story runs.
It's great. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's some of my favorite is to see all of that. Yeah. As well as all the cosplayers, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from the wee girl who came to the store with her yellow t-shirt and her hand-drawn Pikachu mask, right to some of the incredibly detailed
Princess Peach today.
Yeah. Yeah, like people that have obviously done a lot of work on their creative hobbies to get to the standard of that kind of costume.
Yeah, I think much like every con around the world, the cosplayers are really like one of the hearts of it. Whether or not they are an attraction or not, like some people definitely come to just see the cosplayers, but then also they themselves are just so much fun hype.
And like without them, you wouldn't have it because like the atmosphere just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were all dressed up today. We wanted to be part of it. Yeah.
Yep. I actually got quite a lot of comments on my Mad Hatter hat. I was quite proud of that, actually.
Your pass is in your hat, don't forget.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have been pulled into so many photos that you just had to smile all day, just in case.
Yeah, actually, I heard someone say photo, and I turned around ready for it, and it wasn't even us.
So much fun.
So good. So today we have been selling in the BD&D store. That's kind of where our work has been today. I think we've mostly sold dice today.
Yeah, like dice are a big one at all of these, really.
Yeah.
It's something little people can take away with them. They'll remember forever. It gets commemorated every time they play D&D.
Reusable. Yeah.
Yeah, and also
Super cute.
shiny math rock must collect.
Yeah.
And like the mystery bags where you
Yes.
get a matching set of dice and it's $10 and everyone's a winner because even when they're boring, they're cool.
Yeah, exactly. So probably mostly dice, but we've also sold a lot of the D&D 2024s, like that kind of stuff. Even though we took a million other board games and other RPGs, you know.
Yeah, I think they usually start to go that second day though. The first day you get the surge of the one-dayers. So there's a lot of people who will come just for a day and they come in and they get a few things that they're just going to have fun. They're the more kind of casual fans. Tomorrow, the second day, is the hardcore people who they know what they want and they spend the first day scouting.
Yes.
And like the big miniatures usually go on the second day because everybody doesn't want to have to carry.
I did notice the $500 mini is still sitting on the shelf.
It did get a lot of attention
It's
though.
your challenge.
I know, I did say that it was my challenge to try and sell it. Shh.
Yeah, listeners, if she doesn't sell it, she has to buy it.
You say has to, she offered.
Yeah, true. You can go with
Please,
your
somebody buy it.
It's the kobold all over again.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Armageddon. Like, obviously, we're here to work and we sell and we greet our customers and we actually get to interact with them, which isn't often, especially for an online store. A lot of people don't get to see you in person, so it's kind of cool for that. But let's talk about favorite Armageddon moments ever. Anything on the table. I know you guys have been doing this for years, so you probably have like stories for days. What is the coolest thing that has happened to you at Armageddon? And you can name a couple if you really can't choose.
I have a couple.
Okay.
So can I do one first and then maybe come back?
Yes.
So this is from my very first Armageddon that I ever went to when I was probably like 15. Me and two of my other friends went because we were huge, we still are, pretty big Doctor Who fans. And I don't know if I should say which Doctor it was, but we went to Christchurch Armageddon, and there was a Doctor there, an actor who had played the Doctor before in the classic Who. And I remember being so proud because we went and watched their like panel session, and a friend of mine stood up when they were asking for questions, so proudly stood up with the microphone and was like, "Do you ever think there'll be a female Doctor?" And just watching the person on the stage do the like PR math in their brain of like, what should I say? I don't know if I should say. And then ultimately we're like, no, I don't think there will be. I think that like the Doctor is not that kind of character. And I was like, I love you for asking. And I also love that most of the people in the audience were like, oh. Like,
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then they were wrong.
And then they were wrong. We love it.
I have so many. I genuinely like. There's so many great moments of like meeting, the guests and stuff. My favorite guest moment was Colleen Clinkenbeard because I was a little anime nerd when I was about 12, and I was getting into an anime called Full Metal Alchemist, And she brought to life this character she's this woman called Reza Hawkeye, and she has a rifle, and she has a dog, and I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Dog and a rifle, hell yes. Because it was just, she was amazing. She was fantastic. And then I got to meet her, and I was like, thank you so much, because I, from watching that character, had picked up small ball rifle shooting at high school. And it was great, and I was good at it, and I was having this great part of my life, and I got to tell her that, and just, even though, she didn't create the series or anything, but she helped bring that character to life, and she just got so excited, she got up and, like, gave me a hug. So those, like, beautiful human moments that you get to have, where it's like, hey, you've impacted my life, and they go, wow, thanks, because then they feel validated for what they're doing, because she's just providing a voice in a cartoon, it's just a job, but also it's not. Yeah. It's
not.
It's important.
And I think at the conventions, that's when you realize it's not. You make, an impact on people with those moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get to see the fan.
Yeah.
And I like when you're just at a stall and someone's like, I buy your stuff all the time, and I just really like the art that you create, and you can see that they're just like nervous and nerding out at like some other artist who's also nerding out because they don't get told that their stuff is good.
I have, on the topic of nervous nerding out as well, my other very distinct Armageddon memory is this would have been 2014, I think, at Wellington Armageddon, where I very fortunately went to the meet and greet with Marisha Ray and Matthew Mercer, right when Critical Role was kicking off, like very early days on Geek and Sundry. And I went on the second day. My dear friend Henry, who introduced me to D&D, and I owe my career to, basically, had already gone the day before, and at the time wore a lot of extremely colourful ponchos, and so they recognised him when he came up with me in the line to go and get like autographs. And so they were just chatting very casually, and I was super nervous. And I handed over my like player's handbook, so I have their signature on the inside of my 5th edition player's handbooks. And I was walking around in like cosplay for a character from Supernatural with a camera, like full digital camera around my neck, so nervous that I was holding up the line that when Matthew Mercer very kindly was like, would you like to get a photo together? I was like, no, it's okay. Just immediately left. It's like, no, you've already given me so much.
I cannot believe you didn't get a photo.
What is wrong with you?
I know.
Terrible.
Like, one of my favorite moments from this year when we did our first Auckland one was actually meeting Savannah, who was my first ever customer.
Yes, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she came up and she was like, I don't know if you guys remember me. And I was like, you're famous.
We all freaked out.
Like, Michaela wasn't even working with me when I opened the store, and even she's heard about Savannah and the, like, crazy gifts that she sends us every year on the anniversary of our store opening, which is usually when I remember that it's the anniversary of the store opening.
Yeah, that was pretty special, actually. She was really excited. Yeah. And she was the nervous fan.
Yeah.
Because she came up and she was all like, I don't know if you know who I am. And you were like, yes, we know who you are!
And she was like, oh my god, can I have pictures?
Yeah.
My partner's gonna be so mad.
Like, we're only here because of you, Savannah.
Like, this is all your fault.
Yeah. And, for anybody listening out there, I already geeked out a bunch about probably my favorite Armageddon moment ever, which was DMing live on the live stage with the cast of Roswell. And then them enjoying it so much and actually liking D&D so much that they invited me to walk around the stadium with them afterwards.
So cool.
Yeah. And I kept thinking that I was being weird and stalking them. And then Jason kept asking me, but Jules, have you tried this alcohol? And I'd be like, okay, you don't want me to leave. All right. Okay, I'm still here.
I can be your friend.
And it was just kind of incredible.
Really, they're just lucky you didn't break into their house and bring a microphone.
Yes. So on the flip side, because there is always a flip side to everything. There is a good, which is, the huge highs, and then there are the lows, the real bad. So let's talk about, maybe not like the worst thing that's ever happened, even though if you want to, but like what are some of the things about going to Armageddon that just suck?
The packing.
The packing. So
like out and in.
Yes. So from an exhibitor point of view, what is that like? Like, how does it work?
Well, so basically it starts with trying to make sure that there is actually enough stock to keep our store stocked while we've also stolen half of it to take it touring around the country. Every single section and like every single Armageddon is completely different. So you have no idea. Like something that went like gangbusters in Auckland might never leave the shelves in Christchurch, while all of a sudden something that you only bought 2 of, everybody's asking for. Like there's just no way to know. And then you're winding up having to like pack everything back up, and you're like, I know that we have done well and we've had this really great time, but that's a lot of boxes to like repack because I made bad decisions. But I didn't make bad decisions. I just can't predict the future.
Yes. Yeah, and then there's the physicality of it. So, what you don't see going into that is the whole day of prep. Of like building shelves, putting tables together, chasing pallets around the country sometimes when they just get lost somewhere.
Like we're not that big a country.
Yeah, I know. And then all that work putting into the prep before they, the doors open at like 10 today, for instance, but normally 9 on the first day. But we've already been there for an hour, making sure everything is perfect and priced and, looking stellar and full. So
yeah, we've been prepping for this for 2 months.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just taking some stock and selling it. You are trying to distill a store that, for us, we've had open for 3.5, nearly 4 years. We're trying to distill that into 4 bookshelves and 2 tables, and still give people the BD&D experience. Yeah. And it's most of it is the people. I'm not gonna lie, it's us trying to make it the BD&D experience. But yeah, it's tricky to know exactly how to make that happen. Yeah.
And then you guys do an amazing job of it. I mean, today, for instance, we had little girls dancing in the store.
Yeah, you did kidnap her.
I did enjoy that a lot.
She put a microphone in her face.
To be fair, the dad seemed very relieved.
Yes. the gelatinous cube that got taken to pieces and stabbed.
Yeah, I was stabbed a lot. There was some dead scenes.
Yeah, there was that. Like literally, Nikki was lying on the ground with 2 children stabbing her with the things that they got out of the gelatinous cube. Squishy toy, soft toy. I'm very clear here.
Yeah, it wasn't the real swords we were discussing.
Or a real gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
You didn't do that to anybody.
I don't know. I might do it to some people.
Yeah. We had people just ecstatic at opening mystery blind bags and getting the right colors.
Can I also say, this is something I was nearly going to mention before. There was a lovely pair of players that bought a mystery dice bag today and got so stoked over just a plain black and white dice bag. They opened up a plain white with black lettering dice and were like, dude, this is so cool. I was like, great, I love this.
Yeah, it's always the one that gets me because I'm packing all of the mystery dice bags, and that in itself can take 2-3 days. I'm packing all of the mystery dice bags, and I'm like, I feel really bad putting these into some of these bags, and then people open them and they're so excited, and I'm like, but they're so ugly. Or they're so boring. Or I can't even read those. They're hot pink with orange letters. What is wrong with you? And you've got this person just standing there being like, no, I have the tiefling. That this is what they look like. And you speak to me. And I'm like, okay,
They have orange skin and pink hair. This matches exactly.
Perfect. This is my dream dice. And I'm like, okay.
Would you like 3 more sets?
You're welcome. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah. But I think from you guys, you see stalls around where the people look bored and they're sitting down in the back and they're on their phones and they're not engaging at all. And then you come to B and we're dancing and we're joking and we're mucking around with costumes. How long was Chewbacca in our store.
Hey, I made a deal with his minder. Our logo is in every photo that got taken with Chewbacca in our
Yeah,
store.
it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And I think you credit to you guys, you do that really well, but I see the aftershock where it takes a lot out of you and you are collapsed on the couch because of it. But yeah, so thank you for being on the podcast today.
I think one major kind of thing is that like we're talking so much about how great everyone is, but when, like you mentioned, you know, there's some of the stall holders where they're like on their phone and they're texting, and it's not necessarily just that they're crap at selling things, but there are a lot of people at that convention that they take a lot of energy, right? So like we pick our staff to go, we need the people that are good for cons. We don't take the staff that are, you know, they work in the background. Like there are online people because they're sort of more introverts, right? You've got to remember this is a giant hall of neurodivergent people, pretty much. Like nearly everyone is. And
Everybody
they all have,
is spicy.
Yeah, they've all got their little quirks and things, you know? I mean, I had a situation today where my smile is a 10,000 watt smile sometimes. I am aware, but I turned to a guy and I was like, hey, how's it going? And he freaked. He turned around and left because it was just too much, you know? So there's a delicate balance sometimes. And I think definitely some of the artist stalls, they on purpose will have a very off kind of hand way of dealing with it, where like you can look at the stickers quietly and then go, these ones, please. And then like that's it.
And they're kind of behind a wall.
Yeah. Whereas like, I mean, us being a store, if we pump out that energy, we get the pumpy people in, and that's great. That's kind of what we want. The more quiet people will tend to buy online, but there are some problematic people that come too. Like, yeah. I mean, I way before I was a legal adult, I remember being dressed as a little pink space princess and grabbing a Deadpool by like the scruff of his shirt and yelling at him because he bought a real BB gun in and was shooting people. Like this is way before we had any kind of rules around it.
And there are now rules.
Yes,
by the way, overseas people, there are rules. About what you can and can't bring into an Armageddon. Would you guys like to explain? Because you probably, maybe you might know better.
A lot of people overseas have heard about like the Christchurch mosque shooting. That was kind of the big one. So you were never allowed real firearms, obviously, and you were never allowed sharp swords, obviously. But it got real strict. So there is no full-on like SWAT gear or army replica gear. You're not allowed to do anything that looks real. You can't have any projectile at all. If you have a gun, it has to basically be stoppered. And if you have a sword, like we were talking about all these cool swords, quite often you will buy it and you are not allowed to carry it around. So it has to either stay taped in its box or you pick it up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's because we've just had so many situations that have made people feel unsafe, like Deadpool. I was 14. I'm so proud of myself. I was like, stop it! Because he shot my friend in the ear. Like, it was bad. Yeah. And he was like 6 foot tall and muscly, and I was like, this pink ball of fury.
They're usually the scariest ones.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, we've as a country made this conscious choice of actually no. And yeah, there were some people that kind of rebelled against it. They're like, oh, but I love doing my SWAT cosplay. And it's like, yeah, well then move to New York. Like, go be SWAT there. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. And now people make their, like, they still have, like, weapons, I say, with, like, air gun quotes, but it's quite obvious it's not real. Like, they'll make them pink and sparkly, or, you know, stuff like that.
My favorite is actually the new SWAT cosplayers that come out where the SWAT is either very clearly made out of masking tape.
Yeah.
And, like, often crooked. And it's kind of just, they're like, it's definitely not real.
Or like, and if it's our character, so like quite often you get people asking, so we have a Facebook page, one page for Cosplay New Zealand, and right before an Armageddon there's always a week's worth of questions like, can I do this? And it'll be Ghost from Call of Duty. And it's like, yes, that is a specific character, so long as you have just the vest and the pockets have nothing in it, and you have just the mask, fine. You just don't have guns. And it's still fine. Everyone knows who you are.
Everybody in Auckland walking around as Jinx had like the big side hanging gun, but that was very clearly made of cardboard. Yeah. You know, like, but
one was at least made of foam.
No, you're right. That one was made of foam and it was sick.
Yeah. Also, like, it's a shark. You're more at danger of being bitten.
Yeah, so, you know.
And not just because Michaela's close.
So, you know, some people would say that's bad. I kind of like it. I think it adds to, like, a safe environment, which is all what we're there to do. We're there to encourage each other's nerdery and have a good time in that space. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do think is really positive is that, like, there isn't a time when you're in the convention that you feel unsafe. Like, there's always, like, sure, there are security guards, but they're not obviously in your face or anything. But, like, there's always, like, people that you can grab if you do wind up in that situation. But I don't, like, of all of the years that I've gone, friends have gone, we've been exhibiting there, I don't think I've ever had anybody be like, yeah, this happened.
Yeah.
Which is quite awesome as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel kind of different, like, about the more recent years than I did used to. I think we've gotten a lot better at cosplay does not mean consent over the years.
Signs up about
and
it
we have
almost
signs
every time.
up
Yeah.
almost every, like,
Yeah.
what is it, 5-10 meters
Yeah,
or something,
which
you
is
see
great.
a sign. Cosplay does not mean consent, which means that they're a lot more strict about, like, if you see a cosplayer and you love it, you must ask permission to take a photo, to give them a hug, to, like, look at how they've made their cosplay, like, any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, they're laughing at my hand gestures. It made it look like I was about to grab something inappropriate, but I was talking about fabric and foam and cardboard and,
Tassels.
you know. And tassels, but yeah, I think we've gotten a lot better at that. But even today, somebody asked if they could take a photo with me, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Waiting for them to hand the phone to someone else, realized it was going to be a selfie, and then he took a really long time pressing the button, and he had his hand, like, very much around me. Even then, I was like, bro, click. Remove hand, press the button for him, and then say thank you very much, see you later.
To be fair, I did actually clock that, and I was about to come over and take the phone.
Yeah. So, like, you know, at every convention there are those people, and I think that is something that is, like, still kind of hanging around grossness in the convention, but it's definitely not as prevalent as it used to be.
No, and I do love, like, I'm someone who's part of the cosplay community, and we have pillars. Like, there are people who, so the week before, they post, they're like, hey, if you're feeling comfortable, come find me.
Yeah.
This is what I'm wearing. And, like, we have a tradition of posting what we're going to wear so that you can find us.
Yes.
So, like, you go, oh, I know that if I go to that specific Naruto cosplayer, they're going to look after me.
Yeah.
You know? And they don't have to know me. I just have to go, I don't feel good. And they'll be like, cool, done.
Yeah.
And sort you out. Yeah. Because, there's always going to be people that have $40 to get into a convention and mess stuff up. But it's so small. It is
so small now.
Yeah.
I feel like it used to be a lot worse.
It did used to be a lot worse.
But even then, just the convention itself is so small that it's not hard to ostracize those people.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy to spot them too.
Yeah.
And there've been quite
Which
a few
is a
people.
definite bonus.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few people that, like, you know, if there are New Zealand cosplayers listening from the 2000s, if you go, you know, the Star Trek guy, everyone goes, oh, him. And he's not allowed anywhere near, like, you know, the conventions anymore. Like, it's a specific person and we know him. And it's gone.
Yeah.
It's done.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we look after our own.
Yeah.
You know, because all nerdery fandoms, the convention circuits, we look after each other. That's good.
There's definitely an element of, I'm going to throw a jargon word in here a little bit, of whakawhanaunga. So, like, being, you know, so in New Zealand we have Māori people, as I'm sure you're aware, but they have this term called whakawhanaunga, whereas basically you bring people into your family. You, just because they are not blood related to you doesn't mean they can't be part of your whānau. And I think that happens a lot where it's just this really strong care bond that just happens, but it's real casual, right? Like, quite often, you know, with, like, I mean, there's a degree of all cultures, but, like, it's just this real casual for a day. We're cousins, and then you'll never see each other again. But like, you're super safe, and it's just a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I broke into your house and look how nice.
We gave you your own double bed.
Yeah. Anything else that we're like, this sucks about conventions, or like anything that or any experience that you've ever had that you're like, oh, I'm dying to talk about this?
If there are any architects listening, stop concrete floors now.
Please,
Please.
we beg you.
Foam
Oh, yeah.
floors. Sprung floors.
My hips would thank you.
Yeah, just 6 hours.
And
eh?
vocal cords. Because also talking
yeah.
in a room that has echoey everything is so hard sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes I think to myself, it would be so much easier if I just had my microphone.
I've been
A
thinking
little
about.
ant behind us.
Yeah, I've just been thinking about those loop the loop earplugs, where I'm like, I kind of want to just knock out the background noise and see if that helps with just kind of the full-on shutdown that needs to happen at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the time.
Cool. Okay. Have we got anything else to say about Armageddon in general? Like, if we were talking to people who have never been to an Armageddon, what would we say?
I think just continuing on that sort of whakawhanaunga note about the whole, one of my favorite things about the event as well is like being made aware of like how big of a community you can fit into, and like when you go there, like that's one of my like favorite things from being there today and the rest of this weekend is in the middle of selling people dice, being like, you're buying this for your character, aren't you? And then going on a 10-minute spiel about their character and all the cool story elements in their game and stuff, and that's awesome. Yeah. And also, likewise, when you get to make a circuit around all the different stalls and you see the artist that also feels a specific way about that one video game character and has like immortalized it in artwork or whatever it might be, like it's really awesome to just be made aware that you are on the same wavelength with such a wider group of people than you might have known before.
To be made aware that it turns out that you can't just run a game store 3 days a week and hope it'll work out okay.
That's also true, yeah.
Because it turns out there's a lot of us.
Yeah. And I think the magic of a touring convention, right? So this is touring. So there's a team of like a couple of hundred people that they do this all year round of just multiple ones. But like you're a 16-year-old kid living on like your farm on the outskirts of a small city, Palmerston North. And you're like, Armageddon's coming. And it's this massive group from Auckland, from Christchurch. They're all coming to you. And it's so exciting. And like you get to see people.
Guests that are coming to you for once when nothing happens in this town.
It's really cool to know that like your people will come to you. You don't necessarily have to go to your people if you can't. There's a friend I met today.
You know that you can find them.
Yeah.
Because they're out there.
Yeah, especially when you're young, right? Like when you're like 15, 14, you can meet these people and see like adults doing cool, fun stuff. And you're like, oh, I don't have to grow up to be an accountant. Hell yeah. Sorry, accountants. You do good jobs.
But you don't have to, and you know that, right?
Yeah.
You can be a clown.
I actually did get asked today, isn't this fun doing this all the time? This must be so fun for you to do this in your day job. And I'm like, no, I'm an HR manager in my day job. I'm like, this is just the weekend.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the great things about bringing like you and Ruby along as well for me and Michaela is we do this all of the time, every day. And so it's really nice to kind of be with two people that are in it for the enjoyment, the love, the energy, and everything else, because it reminds us what we love about what we do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Ruby and I were hoping to be here also getting paid for running games.
That one's not on me.
It's not on you. As you all out there know, I work for Questbook and we do paid games, usually at conventions and this kind of thing, and this would be perfect for what we would usually do, and even Questbook is still on the signs as running games in Palmy, only we actually didn't decide to do it. We decided not to do it.
They're also on the flyers.
They're also on the flyers, yeah. We decided quite late in the piece not to do it, basically because of funding. They couldn't get enough money kind of together to fund enough people to be there to make a decent enough offer.
Yeah.
Is kind of the thing. And then Ruby and I were like, well, we're still here.
Whoops.
We were only planning on running like maybe one, maybe two games anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty funny actually. So I don't think that there's any D&D live players, actual players here at the event in Palmy, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
That is kind of sad.
They've got the like gaming spot though.
Yes.
Don't they? Yeah, you can go and play your own stuff. But
It's like more like take yourself there and learn how to do it yourself rather than like a professional will run this cool thing for you and you get to engage in it, which is kind of sad.
Like,
so I
to be
understand
fair, we could quite easally just take over the space tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If we just sell all of our stuff before midday.
turn it into
We'll just turn a table around and just play D&D.
Done.
So basically, that is like our thing for all of the people out there is to come and buy all of the stuff off us, so that they can play D&D with us.
Yes,
Perfect.
totally. Only I'm not going to edit this in time, so.
Okay,
Like,
well,
that's fair.
Auckland.
Auckland, we will be there being paid for games. But
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. We'll
Just put a
see.
slash in the logo. As long as you've got stock, you'll be, and then when that's all gone through, you're D&D.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I mean, I was going to say the name is Bea D&D.
Exactly.
So, you know. Yeah, so I guess that would be us. Is this a wrap on Armageddon? How are we feeling? Did we get everything across that we wanted to get across?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this. Okay, so I think as Michaela said today on the live stream reel, what did you say?
What was it? It was be here or be square.
Yeah, which was great.
You gotta know it's B-E-A.
Yeah,
It
it's
wasn't
very
the.
important.
It's not the traditional like
No.
be here or be square. I was in front of a sign that said B-E-A.
It's
so
really clever.
it
Also,
was super smart.
the store is BD&D after my cat Beatrice.
That's also a really good point.
Also, Michaela did say it, but I did come up with
You
it.
did.
I like that this. Also.
I
Okay.
gave you credit for the Chewbacca thing. Okay.
Ruby has had nothing but good ideas all day.
This is what happens when you feed them alcohol and ice cream before podcasting. Ice cream.
This is your own fault for breaking in.
Are we watching Hunger Games?
Yeah. Okay, so let's wrap this up. I want to say a big thanks to everybody out there listening and a personal thanks to all of my gems who I could not do this without. You know who you are, but the list is Barry, Liren, Ezekiel, Violet, Joey, Samsara, Carl, BJ Spencer, and the Pink Phantom. Who knows why you're still paying to listen to me, but thank you for doing so. If you're enjoying listening to Jules from NZ, please give the show a review on the platform of your choice, because it all helps. E noho rā, ka kite anō, aroha nui. Goodbye. We will see you again really soon, and we love you lots.